This is 3 views of a tree that I've documented and making into a slideshow. So stick around and you'll see the grand adventures of taking down a huge tree. Now the size of this tree is quite deceptive. It's hard to tell how big it is until you've got something to match it up with. I had to take pictures of this tree in 2 shots and edit them together, so that's why you'll see lines through the photos. This is me, the squirrel, and that will give you a better idea on the size of that tree. It's quite deceptive as to how big that tree is. But this tree is very close to 100 feet tall. As you can see, it's much bigger than it looked in the first photo. Tree topping is pretty risky business, and you need a good ground guy. Danny is my ground guy. He's the best man around with a saw that I know of, and he's worked in the woods all his life. He's the only one I'll let use my saw. This is me in the tree, the squirrel, and as you can see, I got a pretty good start on this already. This is day 2 with the tree. We didn't have batteries for the camera on the first day, so yeah, we've just got the documentation underway. And here's me limbing my way up the tree. How far up am I? Well, yeah, it's quite a different perspective when you're actually up in the tree. This is zoomed in, so it's really hard to tell how high I am. I know how high I am. About 60 feet, I think, or better, just a little better than that. This is the view from where I'm at. Now, I don't know if I can't say that the picture really gives it any justice. It's hard to judge depth, so we'll take a look at it another view. Now this is the other side of the tree, and down there on the ground there you'll see Danny with his red hard hat. He looks pretty small, eh? Well, there is you'll also see the cut there that I did. I took the top off one of the towers there from the day before, so that would make that's about 60 feet right there. I cut, and Danny stays far away from the tree while I do that. He takes photos, and after I'm done cutting, he does the cutting down below, cleaning up. And as I get myself positioned for my next bunch of cuts. So that's about the pattern that we have. We have radio communication as well, so trying to be as organized as possible, of course, so there's no accidents. It's a very high-risk job to take these trees down, and that's why we charge the big bucks. It takes time to get positioned for each cut, and I have to have my ropes in a good way, be clipped on securely. My saw is either clipped to me or it's clipped to the tree, depending on whether I'm using my small saw or whether I'm using the big one. The big one is not secured to me, it's secured to the tree in case something should happen. Not an easy job. It's actually quite nervy, even for myself. You know, I go up the tree, and it usually takes about a half hour to an hour to get used to the heights and get a good sense of perception being up there and feeling secure after I've tested all my gear and everything. Now that most of the limbs are down, it is time to take off the tops, the towers. This tree has a few towers. It grew branched out, so this is the one that we could not fall the day before because of the wind blowing in the wrong direction. So today is a favorable day. My undercut's done. Now it's time for the back cut. That's when I have to clear out of the way. Notice I don't have a lot of room to get away from the cut. So this is what you could consider some really risky business. Here it is, moment of truth. You know, it's quite an awakening when you're looking at a tree and then you cut the top off and instantly your perspective has totally changed. You have a bird's eye view of the ground. The great wide open is there before you, and you are a long ways up, not a tree anymore, but a pole. And there it is. It did a nosedive head first right into the ground. It stayed like that. Actually, Danny spent a few minutes trying to get that down on the ground safely without it twisting and falling on him. And he had no problem with it, but anyone else might have had a bit of a time. Well, one tower down and I'm raring to go. Let's get the other one done and get this over with. So there I am doing my undercut. And as you see, I even have less room to move around. So anyways, the best position is a comfortable one, that's for sure, and one that you always have to have an escape route. And it might not look like I have one, but I do. Now I am doing my back cut, and as you can see, this is from a different angle and you can see my escape route. It is clear, it is right behind me. And that's where I will be going when that top starts to go. Here we go, moment of truth. Now if I hadn't done everything all right, I could be in big trouble. Well, I'm coming out from my cover and everything's all great. I'm a little nervy. Do I look scared? Well, let's just say I'm relieved. Relieved that it was successful. This is it, the last branch. I saved this one here for when I did the towers up the top, so I had something to jump to in case I needed to, because it takes an awful lot of nerve to just jump off a tree from about 60 to 80 feet up, you know. So at least I had something that I could consciously jump toward. Alright, it's down and I'm done. Hey Danny, come bring me that ladder. I'm getting down on the ground right now. This is me after we fell the trunk. That's my saw, the big one. Smaller one's Danny's. The other small one that I had up in the tree, that's not with me right there. It's a good sized trunk. The bar on my saw, the big one there, is a 30-inch bar. Total saw length is about 4 feet long. I'm 5'5". Now, the length of this trunk is quite deceptive because the trunk is actually running away from the camera. It was the only way we could get the whole trunk in the picture, plus me. So, anyway, yeah, that trunk is about 50, 60 feet long. And there's Danny busy junking that trunk up. Probably took us about, between the two of us there, About an hour. We had to get pry bars in there and wedges, and it was a lot more involved than what it looks. Even with a 30-inch bar, we had to go down either side of that tree just to get through those blocks in the trunk. So, yeah, that's a lot of cutting. Our job was to cut everything small enough so it could be hauled out of there. Those blocks that Danny is cutting out of that trunk there, the 2-foot sections of block probably weigh about 500 pounds each. And there you have it. One monster tree brought down to a pile of movable blocks. That was a white pine, by the way. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and there should be more.